Hey everyone, this is Harold, and welcome to the lab. This is a test world that I use to prepare and plan for my multiplayer play with my friend. As you can see, I've got a reed farm, and you can almost see the chickens in the chicken farm. I've got the blast furnace here to my left with an automatic refueling system set up. This is set up in an NPC village that was right at spawn for the seed that I'm choosing to use, and I had originally set up in these two buildings but have since moved. On the right here is the beekeeper house that I use for more beekeeping. As you can see, I have three gold chests from the iron chest mod for storage of bees and materials. Farther down the street here, I have additional bees being used in the jungle biome. To the left here is one of two coke ovens I use for creosote production. I route all the creosote through this iron tank to store as a buffer, so that I have a backlog of available supplies. And you can see here I did testing of different methods to keep the coke oven fueled properly. Coming down the other side here, we can see another iron tank which I used for lava storage when I was draining lava lakes down near the diamond layer. And as you can see, I do already have another portal. In this building here, I have my beds and the sheep farm. And just outside here you can see the cactus farm, which I'm using for biomass production. In this room here is the machine shop, where I have all of my industrial craft machines, including a induction furnace, a compressor, an extractor, a macerator, a recycler, and a mass fabricator. I use this for all my industrial craft production. And enter the fuel factory. You heard the rock crusher go off. It's currently handling gravel. But this fermenter here is set up with 3 hoppers stacked so that I have additional buffer when I decide to go on either a lumberjacking spree chopping down trees or clearing out my wheat farms to get additional wheat. All the excess material I get goes into these hoppers to be converted into biomass, which is stored in this tank, which I've filled once. As you can see, I have biogas engines running on creosote. I use that so that I have something to use all that creosote that I'm producing. I have 1 centrifuge, 2 carpenters, 3 squeezers, and an assembly table to make my gates, and the usual thermionic fabricator. And in the nether, I am draining lava lakes. As you'll be able to see when I get through the portal, I have a very simple setup for production of power that I'm using to drain the lava lake completely dry. I have a buildcraft pump, a forestry electrical engine, 1 MFSU, and 4 geothermal generators, although you cannot see the 4th one because it is underneath the MFSU. Over here, I have a maxed size iron tank that I'm using as a buffer for my lava storage for production. With the current equipment I have, this is still less than a real-world day's worth of lava. If this were a chunk-loaded world section, this lava would last less than 24 hours, assuming that the lava lake had actually run dry. And that's the lab. This is ultimately where I plan to be in the mid-game stage of my multiplayer play with my friend. That's it.